Hello, internet, and welcome back to another video on the channel. And in this video, I kind of just wanted to talk about this recent state of play that we got. I think it actually happened last week, I believe, or a couple of days ago. And I kind of just wanted to talk about just in general, like gaming events, not necessarily events, but things like state of plays and whenever like these large gaming corporations like put on like events like Nintendo Directs or like an Xbox showcase or like a state of play, and kind of just like the expectations that we have for some of these events, especially a state of play, because I feel like for the most part, whenever we get a state of play, I do feel like there is a sort of expectation that is kind of just drawn around it, and I kind of understand from like a certain perspective, because we are waiting on like news from like some of these games like Ghost of Yotei and Wolverine and stuff like that, and I guess Death Stranding and some of these upcoming first party games. But it kind of got me thinking about like how we set up these expectations for like for a state of play, and then like when we don't get them, like we're disappointed, or or we say the show is, or we say that the state of play was mid, or that it was bad, or that it didn't live up to what we thought it would be. And for the most part, I can kind of understand that, because like for me, I especially going into this recent state of play, I didn't think that we would get, Ghost of Yotei and, Death Stranding or Wolverine. Because I even said this in my last video that I made about, my expectations and what I thought we would get from the state of play. I did say that, like, hey, we probably are not going to see Ghost of Yotei. We're probably not going to see Wolverine. We're probably not going to see these games at this state of play. And so I kind of, already knew going in that, like, okay, so we're probably going to get a bunch of third party games, and we might get a little surprise at the end from like a first party game, like whatever. And we did get a game from, I think the developer is called House Marquee, I think is how you say their name. But they made the Returnal game, and they are making a new game, I think called Saros or something like that. And it's supposed to be in the same vein of the Returnal game, but like not the exact same, like, I guess, story or like whatever. And then we did see, because I did also mention this in my expectations video last time, and I thought, and what I said was is that I thought we would see Hell is Us, and we did get to see Hell is Us. We got a release date for that. We also got a release date for Metal Gear Solid Delta, but I mean, I guess we already knew that from the leaks, so that's not really a surprise. We got that. We got some other third party games that looked, pretty cool. But I just feel like people's expectations of like what they thought it would be kind of overshadow just what the show is. Because state of plays are usually like, it's weird because like the last time we had like an actual PlayStation showcase was like 2023. And so that feels like a long time ago. So like ever since then, we've just gotten state of plays just with like third party games, and sometimes they sprinkle in like some first party games too. Or there are some state of plays where they just focus on one specific game also. But I just think that, I don't know. I just think that we have to get to a certain point where we can't just like overhype these things. Like some people were saying that they some people honestly thought we were gonna get like GTA 6 like footage from the state of play, and I'm just like, what is wrong with you? Like, we're not gonna see these things at a state of play, like. And like from a certain point, I can understand it, because like back in the day, bro, like when we had like E3, when E3 was actually a thing, and it was actually alive, and it was like happening every single year. Like we would get these like amazing presentations of like back to back like game announcements. I mean, especially from Sony. Like if you recall, like back in like 2015, like 2016, we would have like a massive announcements that I mean that's where we saw like 2016 like E3 Sony 2016 we saw God of War announced at that E3. We saw Spider-Man, Insomniac Spider-Man announced at that E3. We saw Days Gone. We saw freaking, I think we saw Horizon. We saw Detroit. We saw Resident Evil 7. We saw all these like AAA, like massive AAA story-driven games at these like presentations. And so like I do feel like ever since then, like the bar is just so the bar was set so high during that time that like Sony, I just feel like cannot reach that point sometimes. And just that's just like just that's just realistically how it is. Like not every event, not every showcase can be like a 10 out of 10 like banger after banger after banger after banger event. Like that's just not how things are going to be. um but I've just kind of just come to terms that like state of plays are usually going to be third party games. We're probably going to get some first party games sprinkled in, and I'm kind of okay with that. I do want there to be at least like a showcase this year. I know Jeff Keighley, he puts on like the Summer Games Fest. Those are usually like, I don't know. I feel like Summer Games Fest are usually a hit or miss. Last year they were kind of a miss in my opinion, or like I kind of feel like last year's like Summer Games Fest, it wasn't terrible, but like I just feel like I don't know. I feel like I was wasting my time. Like I didn't really, none of the games that I saw really interested me like at all. Maybe like a couple did, but like I didn't really like, I don't know. I just didn't really like gravitate towards that Summer Games Fest last year. But I don't know. I do want Sony to like to put out like a showcase this year just to like say like, hey, these are the games that are coming out. Ghost of Yote. Um, I really don't know when we're gonna see Marvel Wolverine like gameplay. I don't know when we're gonna see that game again. Because I do want to make like a separate like video about like just that. Just like when are we gonna see like Wolverine again? Like when are we gonna see that game again? Like I know Insomniac had the leaks happen, and like ever since then they've, I guess at this point they've practically had to like redo the game in some parts, in some aspects, because the whole thing got leaked. And so like I do feel like we just are not at a point right now where like the game is, can be shown right now. And that is disappointing, but that is kind of what it is. But I don't know. I just wanted to come on here and just talk about like just the wild expectations like people have for like state of plays, and like how like it's okay to get like hyped for like showcases and stuff like that, but like you just gotta like remember also like if you don't see those like games at the state of play or like whatever, it doesn't mean necessarily that the state of play was bad. Like there are some games at the state of play that like a lot of people probably really liked or really thought were cool, but like some people were like, "Hey, I didn't get this game, or I didn't get this game, so it's automatically trash." But that's not true. Each state of play, is different, and like each state of play is gonna offer different types of games that interest different types of people, and that's fine. But yeah, that's really what I wanted to come on here and talk about. In the comments section below, let me know kind of just like what you thought, or like what games you thought were going to be at the state of play, or if you felt like disappointed, and you felt like they could have shown more and they didn't show enough, or like they didn't show the games that you wanted to see personally. Leave all that in the comments down below, and I will try to read them. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, maybe leave a like. I don't want to like I don't want to like I know like a lot of people like do the whole like, hey, like and subscribe and stuff like that, but I do want it to be like a natural organic thing. Like I don't want like people to like I don't want to be like, "Hey, subscribe, like, do these things that help me," or like whatever. Which I mean, they would help me, but like, I want it to be like because you like my stuff and you like my videos. Yeah. Without being said, I'm gonna get out of here right now. So yeah, I love you all. Whoever decides to watch this video, I love you. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.